shouldn't have ignored the warnings. This place is cursed. I died, or was I never alive? Blackwater is a dead zone. So how did this happen?
The fog on Blackwater Lake. I like fishing because it is quiet. No phones, no people, only water and time. That morning, I drove to Blackwater Lake. It was far from the city. Few people knew this place. The sun was rising, but the lake was covered with thick fog. The fog was white and heavy. It moved slowly, like it was breathing. I stopped the car and listened. No birds, no wind, only silence. I should have turned back, but I didn't. I took my fishing rod and walked to the old wooden dock. The wood was wet and cold. It made soft sounds under my boots. The fog was so thick I could not see the other side of the lake. The water was dark, almost black. People said this lake was very deep. Some said it had no bottom. I laughed when I remembered those stories. Old stories are only stories. I sat down and threw my line into the water. The float landed with a small splash. Then everything was still again. Minutes passed, then more minutes. The fog moved closer. Soon I could not see the trees behind me. I felt like I was floating in nothing. Then the float moved, just a little. I held the rod. The float went down fast. Something pulled hard. "Whisper, big one," I whispered. The line was tight, very tight. Whatever was on the other side was strong, too strong. My rod bent low. The water started to move. Circles formed on the lake, slow and wide. I pulled back. The thing pulled harder. I felt excited and scared. Then the pulling stopped. The line went loose. I pulled the rod up. Nothing. The hook came back empty. The hook was bent. I stared at it. That should not happen. I changed the hook and threw the line again. The fog felt closer now. The air was cold. I heard a sound, a splash, not from my line, from somewhere in the fog. I looked, but I saw nothing. "Hello?" I said. My voice sounded wrong, like it did not belong here. No answer. Then I heard it again. A slow splash, like something big was moving in the water. Not swimming, walking. My heart beat faster. I stood up. The fog opened for a moment. I saw something. A shape. Tall. Dark. Standing in the water. It was far away, but it was facing me. I could not see its face. Then the fog closed again. I told myself it was a tree. Or my eyes. I sat down, but my hands were shaking. The float moved again, slowly this time. Down, up, down. I waited. Then it disappeared under the water. I pulled. The rod bent even more than before. The dock shook. The thing pulled the line toward the fog. I tried to stop it. The water near the dock started to move fast. Bubbles came up, large bubbles. Something was coming closer. I felt the dock move. Then I heard breathing. Not mine. Deep. Wet. Behind me. I froze. The line was still pulling. I was stuck between the water and the sound behind me. Slowly, I turned my head. In the fog, behind me, something stood on the dock. Tall. Too tall. Long arms hung down. Water dripped from its body. Its skin looked like wet stone. It had no eyes, only a wide mouth. The mouth opened. Inside was darkness. It made a low sound, like a whisper, but I understood the words. "Give it back." My mind went blank. "Give what back?" I asked. The thing lifted one arm and pointed to the water. Then it pointed at me. "You took it," the voice said inside my head. "I didn't take anything," I shouted. The thing stepped closer. The dock cried under its weight. "You always take. Fish, silence, time." The line pulled hard again. The rod almost left my hands. I looked at the water. For 1 second, the fog cleared. I saw faces under the surface. Human faces. They were not dead. They were watching. Then I understood. The lake was not empty. It was full. Full of those who never left. The thing behind me moved closer. "You can stay, or you can return what you took." "What did I take?" I cried. The thing tilted its head. "Yourself." My mind went blank. Memories rushed in. I remembered this lake, not from stories, from before, from a long time ago. I remembered coming here as a child, with my father. Fog, fishing. I remembered falling into the water, cold, dark, hands pulling me down. I screamed. Then nothing. I looked at my hands. They were wet, always wet. I looked at my reflection in the water. I had no reflection. The rod slipped from my hands. The line pulled it into the lake. The thing behind me stepped back. "You already belong." The fog closed in. The dock disappeared. The lake disappeared. Now I stand in the water. I wait. When the fog comes, when someone comes to fish, I whisper, "Give it back."